Hello, welcome to the first part of the demo of the Immigration Legal Services Support System. In this first part, we're going to be talking about MERS, which is the Monitoring and Evaluation System. The point of MERS is to provide a digital record of the event to complement the current paper process. It allows partner agencies to record data at the event using a phone or a tablet or a laptop. It provides automated reports about the event and creates a list of clients showing whether they attended and to which agencies they've been referred. We've already trialled the event in September and October at 3 events and made some improvements based on the feedback from users and clients at that event. In addition, it's worth noting that client confidentiality and safety is of paramount importance to this system, and so all the data that's collected is completely anonymized and individuals can't be identified from the system. So, on to the demo. There are basically two sides to the system, the web version and the mobile version. We'll start by logging into the web version, which is where you would go to see your events or to make new events. So as we log in, we see the workshops that have already been added, and we can go in and immediately get to the meat of it, which is to have a look at the report of what happened at an event. So at this event, which from October 24th, we had 100 people that were pre-registered and 88 people, somewhere around 88 people attended. And of those, about half were pre-registered and half were walk-ins. We see that again about 55 got to legal review, 38 people sort of finished their workshop experience at pre-screening, and so on and so forth. We have more detailed reports that allow you to break down each of these things by different questions that are asked. So, for example, one of the questions that was asked was, "What's the gender of the participant?" And so we can see here that of those that completed the application, 39 were female and 15 were male. And for those that were not eligible, it was a 50-50 split between males and females, and so on. We can see this for participants' age, country of birth, and in fact for whatever question we choose to ask during the event. Obviously, the point of this system is to not collect personally identifiable information, so we would encourage you not to add those kind of questions. So let's go and have a look at adding a new event for the purposes of this demo. So we go to the workshop admin and we add a new workshop. We'll call it demo and we'll give it a code. We'll say that this is a citizenship event. The process is defines the statuses that somebody could have. Were they eligible? They had to wait, the waiver was completed, so on. And the workshop type defines the list of stations that somebody might be in throughout the day. So first pre-screening, then application completion, then legal review, and so on and so forth. We pick the date of the event. We pick the agencies that are participating in the event. This allows us to refer clients to specific agencies, and also agencies that are part of an event are able to and who have a login to the system are able to collaborate on editing the workshop. We can pick an event. There's a high school in Redwood City, and we'll say that 123 people have pre-registered through the through the booking system that we're going to be showing in a different video. So I've now made that workshop and we can see it in our list here. I'm going to go in and add an additional checkout question. These are custom questions that I can add to that I might have added on the intake form that I want to gather the data for electronically. And these are all completely configurable, but we'll just add one for this at this point, which is how did they hear about us? So that's been added. So now we can go back to the workshops and to our demo workshop, and we can start to, we want to collect data on the day. So we go to the Collect tab, and from here we can currently see that no volunteers are currently logged in, but we can hit Open Collect, and when we do that, a temporary PIN has been collected that allows our volunteers to log in to the system and collect data for the day. So we can tell our volunteers to go to the collect link for the workshop, and we can give them this PIN in person. We had originally had a traditional email and password system, but we got feedback that that was too cumbersome, and so we switched to this temporary PIN mechanism. So now the volunteer has logged in with their with the PIN number, and if I was to switch back here and refresh the screen, I can see the number of volunteers that are currently logged in has increased to 1. So, as a volunteer, I have two options. I can check in or check out. Check in at the moment is a very simple form. All it lets you do is enter the ID number of a participant, which is also the ID number that's written on the intake form. So this is basically just transcribing that that ID number from the intake form, and when I hit next, I can submit that, and it gives me a confirmation message, and what that's done is created a new check-in in the system. So here we can now see we have one check-in, and if we go to the summary report, it's now telling us that one person has checked in, and so we have this idea that one person is in process at the moment because they haven't been checked out yet. So let's go and do a checkout for this person. So when we click on the checkout link, again we get the form. We're transcribing the ID again from their intake form, which is a paper form that they have in front of them. We are entering that that ID twice because it's imperative that that number is correct, and if somebody types that in wrong, they get an error message in front of right there on the screen. We're going to say that they have pre-registered. We're going to say that they were at pre-screening. We're going to say that they were not eligible, and that's why they left at pre-screening. They were not referred to anybody, and they heard about us on the radio. The last screen we see is a confirmation page, which just covers all this information again. So ID number 22, they were pre-registered, they were at pre-screening, but they weren't eligible, so there was no referral, and they heard about us on the radio. So we're going to submit that, and we'll get a confirmation number. So that's great, and now the client immediately resets itself so you can keep entering checkout data. Now what we see over on the collect screen is that we now have one check-in and one check-out, but it still says 0 clients created from this workshop. We realize that data entry is something that people often get wrong, and so the way the system works is we do a double entry system for checkouts to ensure the accuracy of our data. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pretend we're a second volunteer, and we're re-entering the data for this client number 22. I'm going to hit submit. And again, we have a confirmation number. So now if I come back to our page here, we can see that one client has been created and there are 2 checkouts. At this point, what we can do is, if it's the end of the day, we can close collect. And what that does is it kicks out all of the volunteers, so those that were logged in can't do anything. They'll be immediately logged out, and this prevents further data collection. There are a series of other areas where you can set up partner agencies, you can configure users, you can in the workshop admin, you can set up different types of workshops, different types of statuses, and so on and so forth, but I'm going to leave it there for today's demo. Thank you.